Hey, Tony Gaskins here, coming to you a little bit of a different location today, and got some work I gotta get done with one of my NFL clients. So working on some online course material for his online academy, but in line with what we're talking about in December, I want to talk to you about today December 2nd. Today is December 2nd, about setting healthy boundaries. Now, with this, let your mind roam and really go as deep as you need to go. But when you think about boundaries, think about your time, think about your mind, think about your body, think about your domain, meaning your home, your cubicle at work, your car. There are boundaries that need to be put in place any and everywhere. So allow your mind to roam and think about the areas where you need to sit down and be very intentional about your boundaries. And what I mean by that is, for example, if you have a cell phone and people can call you or text you, you should have a cutoff time that you don't answer phone calls or text messages that aren't emergencies. And then when you deal with someone who always has an emergency after that time, like 10:30 p.m., 11 p.m., then that person runs the risk of being the boy who cried wolf. So, for an example, my boundary, my phone time, ideally is Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern to 7 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. Eastern to 5 p.m. Eastern on Friday. And then I generally don't text on Saturdays and Sundays unless I'm alone. So if I'm with the family, Saturdays I may text between the hours of like 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. if I can. And then Sundays, and what I have to be mindful is, I work for myself, so a lot of people don't text during the week because they're working a job, and then they text on Saturdays and Sundays because they're off from work. So I have to be mindful that my schedule is different than some people in my friend circle, and I'm mindful of that. So if I text on Saturdays, I typically try to never text on Sunday unless it's like an emergency. But ironically, everybody loves to text on Sunday for whatever reason. I'm guessing it's just like, last day of the weekend, but it's also first day of the week, but you don't work and it's like an off day, it's like a chill day. So what I've done is on Monday, I set it to where it's and Donnie, don't mind me, I'm just giving a little YouTube video in.
Okay.
On Monday, I set it a reminder that says like 9 a.m., 10 a.m., and it says check text from weekend. Because on the weekend, I may have my phone and I may see the text, but because I'm having a no text rule, I might be doing something else on my phone, like watching a YouTube video and getting some knowledge or what have you. And then I put that on Mondays because otherwise I will read the text and forget it. So when it comes to setting boundaries, this is something that you really want to take time to sit down with, and you may have to write it out so that you know your boundaries and you understand what your boundaries are, because it may not come naturally to you. It may not be something that's easy for you to do. Like setting boundaries for people, it's not the easiest thing. It's kind of hard to do. And so think about it and start to really process and come to the place of like, okay, these are my boundaries. And now, especially too, I want you to think about if you're in a new relationship, if you're in a dating relationship, that's where you really need boundaries. Even if you're in a new friendship, because somebody can come in and just be very needy. And one of the things I don't recommend is talking on the phone, text message, or phone after 10:30 p.m. I know we're all adults and things of that nature, but you really want to set in place and get in place where people respect your boundaries and that they know that they can't always put their finger on you, that they can't always tell where you are, who you're with, what you're doing. And so I have a boundary to where even with friends and family, because my 7 p.m. cutoff, that's like general public. But friends and family, I would text up until 10:30, but I have a cutoff to where even if I'm staying up that night till midnight, 1 a.m. or 2 a.m., no one would ever know it because I stopped texting my family, like my sister, my mom, my dad, whoever, at 10:30 p.m. So that way they know, like, don't get the idea that I'm just sitting up all night long. And so that's one thing you have to think about and be mindful of, and just kind of know that, you also you're establishing an image, and you're setting the tone so that people know and realize and understand that, okay, you have a situation where you going to bed. And so they know and realize and understand, and they can respect that, because like they say, don't let people in your game room. When you got people in your game room, you might be up at midnight and everything is fine with you. You actually up studying, you watching a good YouTube video, you working on your dream, your vision, and somebody texts you at midnight, and then you text them back, and they're like, oh, she must be depressed. He must be depressed. They must be going through something. They must have an issue. They must have insomnia. And there's literally nothing wrong with you. And then some people, I had to talk to my wife about this. I'm like, listen, the other wives that you texting with, they texting you 10 o'clock at night, 10:30 at night. When you respond, you letting them in your house. So you're letting them know you're not in the act of intimacy, that you're not Netflixing and chilling with your family. And so, see, perception is reality. So it's not even about that you're painting a lie, it's that you just creating boundaries so that a person can't paint their own twisted or warped picture of your life by being able to reach you at any time of night. You might be in grind season where you working 2 a.m. Somebody texts you because they in grind season too, but they don't know you're in grind season. And now because you text back at 2 a.m., they think you're depressed, alcoholic, insomniac, when you just really up, doing work, having a blast, hitting a deadline. And so boundaries apply to several different areas of your life, and you set those boundaries, and don't just think of it as like a fence around your life. Also think about it in relation to how you talk to people. So your boundary out of bounds for you may be raising your voice. So a boundary could be, let me stay within this tone, even in a heated discussion, even in an argument with my spouse or significant other or child or whoever, parent, friend. My boundary is I don't go outside of this emotion or outside of this attitude or this voice tone. And so stretch boundaries to apply to different things. Like, no one comes to my house. I don't accept company on Sundays or on Mondays. Another one of my boundaries is on Mondays, I don't do coaching calls. So on my calendar, when you go to book a session, Monday isn't available. Now I can utilize Monday for like this right here. I'm filming. This is a Monday. I can utilize Monday at my discretion. I can do makeup calls on Monday at my discretion. But I leave that first day of the work week, because although Sunday is the first day of the week, it's not the first day of the work week. So I leave the first day of the work week available for me to get my bearings, get myself together, think, process, and work on me. So set boundaries. Throughout December, I'm gonna try to, if I could remember to do these videos, just these little short, 8 to 15-minute videos. And then at nighttime, we'll have like a deeper dive, hour-long type video, 30 minutes, hour-long video at nighttime, like 9 p.m., 10 p.m. You'll see a longer form video. But get your notepad, roll into 2025, notepad, and get your notes, sit down, write out your boundaries, create that for yourself, and stretch it. Your boundaries could deal with how you eat, what's out of bounds, what food items or drink items are out of bounds for you, how you work out, who you talk to, what you watch, what you listen to. So create boundaries in every area and understand that it doesn't just mean access to you. So, hey, God bless you. Thank you so much for your time. We'll talk soon.